Hi, Aquarius. Happy birthday for some who are celebrating in the month of January. This is your reading, by the way, for January 2022. Um, I did a video on what to expect in a year six because we're moving into universal year six, which, if you follow me, that's all I've been talking about, right? Because I want you ready as much as you can be. Let me bring this down a little bit. So anyway, what was I going to say? I don't even know. When I think of Aquarius, I think of the natural thinker. Like, I just naturally think. I feel like you're the visionary. You receive visions from, when you allow that. I know a lot of Aquariuses who go out and start businesses, sometimes out of nothing. They don't always work out. But, I think it's better that you try. I don't know. I think of freedom. And sometimes that freedom is working for oneself. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. This is, of course, is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, always. And those intuitively guided. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to start with Mother Mary. Get her words of wisdom. I feel like I'm shuffling them the wrong way. It's just not my normal way of shuffling them. Six is a great year. I don't know what I keep talking about for you with building a business. Six is a great year to do that. So some of you may be taking these, what were, ideas, visions, thoughts, and this may be the year that you really start to put them in action. Maybe they're already in action, and this may be the year where things start to flow. We have marriage. Marriage. Wow. Universal year six is the energy of the lovers. It carries the energy of the lovers in Tarot. So part of that is marriage. Six, they say that more people get married, I think that was it, in a year six than any other year. This is about relationships too, though, a year six. And, the ability to heal relationships or end them. Like, it's like either able to be healed, and I feel like you know that, or it's not. Anyway, marriage. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. We'll read it at the end. It'll all make perfect sense at the end. All right, let's start with the Tarot Dreams. You know, 2022, the year of the lovers. You could say that could be, I'll have like decisions that'll be, do I follow my head or my heart? Those may be some things that come up. I feel like the more balance you have, the more you understand that, the easier like, which one to follow. Because maybe sometimes you have to follow your head, sometimes you have to follow your heart. Maybe equal balance. Okay. All right, we start with the Devil. card of Capricorn. You know, that's the energy of temptation. It's the energy of, you know, if you just look at the card, this person feels like they, you know, they're in a cage and they feel like they can't get out, but yet the door is wide open. They could. So it's something, you know, it's like something other than, it can be my thoughts that tell me this. You know, it's not true. But nonetheless, doesn't mean it doesn't, you know, doesn't exist. We have the Five of Swords. You know, it's funny because I was thinking to myself as I was shuffling, like, I feel Aquarius is going to have, I feel like this is going to be a good, not just month, but a good year for you. And then as soon as I thought that, I thought, now watch me get difficult cards. So, but this is a 5. This could be talking about, you know, I'm doing these readings a little early because I want you, Universal Year 5 talks about endings, being real with oneself, knowing what's toxic. Doesn't always have to be people, it can be my own thoughts. But this is about change, right? Change, because it wants to move you into the energy of a 6. So, I feel like if you feel like you're trapped, you're not. It's an illusion. Could have been created by others. You know what I mean? Like they created the cage, but you yourself climbed in it. We have, well, I like that. Okay, I don't know. They're all in reverse. I think I have to take them the way they came. All right, so we have the Ten of Swords. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And then we have the Six of Cups under the Devil. In reverse, though. You know, what does that tell me? Well, normally the Six of Cups would tell me that there's like there are cherished memories somewhere, you know, somewhere in your timeline, and usually it's somebody, you know, or an earlier time, that type of thing. But you know, he's connected to the devil, which could mean a Capricorn, could certainly mean that. But I feel like some of you, listen, maybe the energy of being tied to that. You know, someone that, listen, I've been calling them my soulmate, so it has to work out. But yet it doesn't. And you know, and I feel like maybe because it is the closing of the 5 year, like things are put in my face to look at, to deal with. And then very quickly from that 5 of Swords, you know, what's toxic, it asks for change, right? The universe says, this needs to be looked at. Consider a change in this area. And almost like, and the promise of the swords falling out. All those swords that at one time pierced your back, that's stuck there. This is energy that's stuck, right? And it continues, like it continued. And maybe that's what it's saying, like at the 5, having the realization that if I stay, it will go to a 10. But if I end it, cut it, whatever it is, don't, you know, I realize that I'm not stuck in this cage type of energy. You know, something maybe just didn't work out. And I feel like it's just being really real and then starting at new. Because the 10 of Swords is like, boom, it's like all this. So I feel like I've been tying my energy to something or someone that truly has like held me down, held me back. But it's also me, right? Because I've taken on that illusion. And I feel like, I almost feel like there's nothing left there. whatever this is. And I feel like, you know, the minute that I have that realization that I am not stuck in this cage, it's like, boom, the swords drop out. All right, well, let's keep going. Excuse me. Let's get a little closer look at this Six of Cups in reverse. You know, it's like maybe I did have good memories of someone at one time, but they don't seem like they exist anymore, or like they are far, you know, far removed. Sometimes you can't force someone else to change, right? But if their energy is too much, then it's too much. Be like, all right, cool. You know, whenever you're able to, you know, maybe we'll hook up in the future. Who knows? But right now, we have the Seven of Cups. Six of Cups right to the Seven of Cups. We have the Nine of Swords. It's like coming under that Ten of Swords. Why are you worried about the swords dropping out? We have the Queen of Swords. You know, I just want to say this is energy where you want to just be careful that you're not in your head. That you're not in your head. You know, the Seven of Cups next to the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. You know, I'm deciding like which cup to choose. But I have a hard time with that because, you know, it seems like every time I choose a cup, I choose the wrong cup, right? It's shiny and pretty and all that in the beginning, but, you know, and it's showing you directly that this is someone making decisions about some type, you know, you are the water barrier. It means you're the carrier of emotions. So this may be one of your life lessons, like really learning how to deal with your emotional life. Someone may be right in the midst right now of trying to make a decision about, you know, cutting ties up here. But I don't feel like it comes easily. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm so much in my head about it. Alright, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Wow, with Seven of Wands. So, you know, this is kind of defensive energy. This is the feeling of needing to defend oneself. I don't know if this is worth the battle. You know what I mean? Worth the fight. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like it is. You know, I also feel for you, like anytime, like, you know, you're going to constantly come up with fives in your life, right? Where it's the energy of taking a moment and looking around me and, you know, what's been serving me, what's been, you know, what's not. Like, this is my life, right? I am the writer of this story. I am the painter of this painting. Or have I become someone else's paint? Right? They're the one who's creating their masterpiece, and I'm just the paint. I'm just part of the palette of paint. Or am I going to take the brush? Let's go deeper. You know, the one thing I love is that the Ten of Swords is in reverse. And that tells me that this energy can absolutely be met, can, you know, is real, is true. The one thing you got to watch out for is yourself, your thoughts. This Queen of Pentacles may be in reverse because this may talk about like your finances, your creativity, like what you want to do within your financial and material world. It may have been like, you know, not considered. But yet, here it is. I like that the Queen of Swords is the last card there because, you know, if you look at her, like, there's nothing covering her eyes, right? She's seeing everything for what everything truly is. You know, she's pointing up to that queen, almost like she's trying to awaken that queen. You know, when I talk like that, I want you to forget about, like, it has to be an earth sign or it has to be an air sign. No, it just feels like this queen, it's like they're the same. And this queen has seen the light, let's say, and she's awakening the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like whatever has been put on the back burner for you, it's like no more. Or at least that's an option, right? If we have the Empress. Well, I mean, you know, let's just say for a second that it is, first of all, we have to say that could certainly mean Capricorn. It's also the mothering energy. But boy, am I feeling her like strength. Like the strength of the Empress. This Empress is very creative. This Empress has, you know, she's the energy of all the queens. So how interesting that I noticed that the Queen of Swords is like awakening the Queen of Pentacles. You know, and I feel like as the Empress coming out, like the realization of thinking I am trapped within this cage, when truth be told, I just got to climb through that door. Doesn't mean it'll be easy, but it does mean that it will be probably life-changing. I feel like, the best of ways, especially if all those swords are coming out of your back. That tells me that, you know, there's been something, maybe a pattern in your life where you've allowed the swords also. But I feel like, again, like, here's the opportunity not to go that far. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. Look at this. Look at this. So now we have the Ten of Swords in the upright. Wow. So I feel like in the Three of Pentacles, this talks about you and your uniqueness and your pieces of, you know, like what you bring to the world. Like you are the missing piece of the puzzle, no matter what anybody tells you. This is about you. I feel like in that energy, I'm kind of getting lost. You know, like I feel like I could get lost within this energy. And it all comes from like my creative house. But boom, there's that Ten of Swords. So I feel like it's saying, I don't know, it's almost like I feel the strength here under what feels very heavy. And then, however, then I feel like the realization. So using the sword, cutting that ties, letting the swords drop out. It's about you. in what you bring to the world. But then here's the Ten of Swords now in the upright. It's almost like, kind of like instant karma. It's like your sword's dropping out, and boom, are they going into someone else? All right, well, tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. You know, this Nine of Swords, she's looking back at the Five of Swords. So her fear, her worries, you know, this talks about excess worry. And I feel like there's something in a pattern here. And I just got to see it, right? But I feel like a lot of these excess swords come from probably other people's beliefs of what they have said to you. You know, maybe they didn't celebrate that part of you that feels like it needs to be alive. It needs to be alive. And I do feel like, you know, maybe you submitted to that energy a little bit. Because I feel like if we go to the 10, we have to take responsibility for that. And it's interesting because I feel like it's you. And, you know, it's like you cutting of a tie that these swords just literally seem to drop out of you. So, that weight of what you've been carrying. All right, well, let's keep going. We have the Three of Wands. So I feel like the Queen of Swords is successful in wakening up this queen. Three of Wands is, you know, first of all, you have two threes here. It's like the balance. Like, what should I work on this year? One is within my creative house, you know, how I make a living, that type of thing. Building your foundation, knowing who you are. You know, I think a lot of you have come to the energy of, you know, really learning how to understand that, you know, you are the energy of the Empress already. It's allowing it and trusting it to come out. The Queen of Swords is like waking up, maybe a missing element. I feel like something within you, some type of dream or some type of avenue, like you at one time wanted to take. I feel like whatever was taken is now given. But it doesn't feel part of what was. So it feels different. Does that make sense? Because it may be a solo journey in the beginning. At least, let's say I'm in a marriage. And there's something I want to create, like what I do. You know, I do it in the privacy of my office. You know, Sam really has no idea, really, what I do. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we talk about it here and there, but you know what I mean? Like, it's mine. It's, you know, my baby. So, anyways, I'm saying that because I feel like this is also talking about you. And then we have the Magician, which is all about manifesting, the ability to manifest. We have the Two of Swords. Dang it. We have the Nine of Pentacles. You know, that's your business. The Nine of Pentacles, it's what you do. It's what you want to grow, what you are growing, what you've been growing. There's worry underneath it. And I don't think there needs to be it, because I feel like that worry, and it may be, maybe I'm just worried what others will say because of what has been said to me, type of thing. But I feel like you gotta let go of that. Let go of that, because this is about building true success. And with the Empress here and the Three of Pentacles, it's talking about this success coming through you, your uniqueness. Like nobody else can do it. It doesn't mean other people don't do what you do, but no one does it like you. type of thing. But there is this, again, distrust in allowing, I guess. Allowing. It's like someone's trying to keep that blindfold on me. I don't feel like, you know, if this is still going on, I don't feel they will be successful, or I feel like you, because I feel like you are becoming stronger. Anyway, let's keep going. We have the Knight of Swords. Listen, you know, it's just interesting because I'm just getting this feeling also that I feel like someone is thinking of someone of the past, beyond already what's going on in my current life type of thing. I do feel like, perhaps there is someone, and I hope you can tell the difference between what I was just talking about and now, because it still is different. Um, anyway, I feel like there is someone that I think about, but I don't know where they're at. I don't know where they're at. And listen, I feel like, I kind of feel like if you want this to, like, if this is something, this is how easy I feel like this could be for you going forward. Let's say in 2022, the whole year. I feel like when you put your intent on something and then let it go, like almost like I'm letting go of this energy that felt like it kept me caged, right? I'm meant to live in independent energy. I'm not meant to be caged. I'm just not. I'm not meant to be caged. And I feel like a whole slew of things, you know what I mean? Patterns have happened. The swords in the back, the belief in yourself taken away, what it is that you want to bring into the world, and the Three of Wands, like, I'm willing to start at the beginning. I just need to have the intent and the vision. Remember, you are the visionary. You have that power of the magician. So it's like, use it. And I feel like, because what this is saying to someone is, just put the intent out that if it's meant to be, I would love to reconnect with so and so, and then allow it to be out there. And I feel like as that's out there doing its thing, come back to you, and I feel like you're building something. You're building something, and you're building true success for yourself. Because I feel like while you're in that energy, and I love that the Queen of Swords is right there, communication coming in. Um, this may be bringing to you exactly that intention that you had put out there, right? But nothing seems, to me, it's like nothing can really happen until I understand that I am not caged in here, and I have a right to create what it is, I feel called to. I feel like the Seven of Wands is not a great energy here. You may have learned a lot in that energy, but the one thing I feel like is sometimes, like, in that energy, like, almost like, the fight to the death. Like, I got to be right no matter what. Or, like, I try to explain to someone, like, how I see, what it is I want to create, and they can't see it. They throw stones at me, you know what I mean? So be it. So be it. To me, it just means then, okay, you cannot be a part of it. You can't be a part of it, because I can't be in your energy and then create what it is that I truly want, right? I know that. So much, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it could be that simple, just being like, it's just not working. Whatever it is, it's just not working. But there's something else that I feel like wants to work, can work. And not just that, but it's talking about success. And then I feel like manifesting, some of you, it's like someone will come in. Well, let's keep going. Let's take a few cards under it. Well, that didn't take long. We have the Eight of Cups. Wow. You know, interesting, because that's the freeing of your emotional house. That's where your emotional house no longer holds you back. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm an emotional mess. And some of it I've created within the Nine of Swords. Doesn't mean you didn't have a reason. Like, all of it, you know, is clear. But nonetheless, right, I feel like this is really the clearing of your emotional house. And I feel like that's a great thing for you. Well, hello, Sun. So, the Sun comes over the decision. The Sun is complete illumination. I feel like when the Sun comes out, it will show you the way. And maybe you have to feel it, like feeling the warmth of the Sun, right? When I feel the warmth of the Sun, then I know, I don't know, like if I was an old-time traveler, that would determine the path that I took, so to speak. Anyway, I feel like everything's illuminated here. Not just a decision of finally, you know, well, that sounds like a motorcycle, but it is beautiful out today. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. This Queen of Swords, again, waking up this Queen of Pentacles. And then this Queen of Pentacles waking up, so that part of you waking up, and then carrying the Three of Wands energy back where I am the visionary again. It's me, you know, believing in that I have other ships out there. This isn't it. And then the Nine of Pentacles to come out with that is just perfect. It does feel like, it's almost like life-changing. But maybe I don't even know that, right? Because I'm living one way where there's just a lot of, just to say, heaviness. And then on the other side of that, I'm living in an energy where, like, I'm just inspired, maybe daily, to create, to allow that part of myself to come out. You know, I feel like in the Empress, like, you know you have a lot to offer if you feel like you've reached that point, right? The Empress has reached that point where she can be both loving and strong. Okay. We have the King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the Six of Swords. And then, look at this. We have the Knight of Cups. You know, here's what I feel. I feel like there's just an energy, and I almost feel like I don't even need to, like, say it again. But I do feel like there's an energy that has held you down, pinned you back. You have given up almost like your visions for another. You've lived in their painting, you know, when really you should be the artist. You've allowed them to be the artist, so to speak. And it's just like, you know, again, I feel like, you know, I'm just a blob of paint along with all the other paint on this palette. And, you know, it should be the other way around, right? You're creating. You're the writer of this book. You don't want to be a character in their book. Or if you are, be the hero. But nonetheless, I feel like with the Six of Swords, it's the perfect energy. So it talks about the realization of all that. And the moving away from that, it's moving into a six. And I like that. So, you know, Six of Swords, listen, it doesn't make a promise that the second that you move out of it, everything changes. Even though I feel that up here, I have to tell you, I do feel that. But the card itself doesn't really make that promise. But what it does talk about is as you continue to, like, be willing to move through the choppy waters, knowing, having that intent, which you do, that there's still ships out there for you. And you have a big part in creating it. You have a great energy of success within your foundation, your independence, your pentacles, your creativity, all of that. And I feel like, the sun's going to reveal this all to you, or has been. And, I feel like you know what it is. You're leaving, what's got to go. I definitely feel that. So, interesting, I have the Knight of Swords and then the Knight of Cups here. So, that's what I kind of feel like. Like here, I'm building this Nine of Pentacles. You have the ability, no doubt. It's like you're meant to. Truthfully, it was like you meant to. It's funny, I'm looking over and I see marriage, and I don't know, like, I feel like it's talking more about potential. But there's some marriages I feel like, if this is about a marriage where you're feeling caged in, how can I advise you to stay in that? All right, well, let's leave it there and let's read Mother Mary and let's see what it is. I just real quick picked, I don't know why, I wanted to look under that Seven of Wands. Someone's like, what is it that I'm defending? And next set is the Hangman. It's almost like coming up against a wall, to be honest. Almost like coming up against the wall. But yet, at the same time, it's almost like someone knowing that maybe there is this new start that needs to happen. And instead of fearing it, now I'm starting to look forward to it. Maybe you just maybe you came here today for validation. Now, if you're in a marriage, no way am I saying to leave a marriage unless in some way this is talking about you. Though your creative house is really being lit up. Okay, anyways, marriage. You drew this card because your relationship needs loving attention. You've been out of balance lately, with too much focus upon work and intellectual pursuits. Mother Mary steps in and asks you to stop what you're doing and put your energy into your marriage. In fact, make a renewed commitment to it and all of your interpersonal relationships. Allow yourself to care about and connect with each person you love. For unmarried individuals, this card signals a positive and important change in your love life, provided that you open your heart and allow yourself to be authentic and vulnerable with others. Commit to developing your relationships at the highest possible levels so they are truly love-filled. Okay. I feel like the last part was more about this reading, but I'm sure, again, there's marriages out there that have the ability to heal. That's what 6 talks about. The ability to heal, but not all things, I can heal it, but it doesn't always mean it's where I need to stay. This is, I don't know, this is the month. I'm just telling you to follow your visions. And I feel like, ultimately it leads you to true success. Ultimately, I feel like it changes your life, so to speak. And ultimately, I feel like maybe the right lover who will appreciate what you do and who you are and what you bring to the table and admire you instead of putting you down, cutting you down. A lot of times I feel like someone like that is fearful of what they see within you. Like they see that potential in you, so they try to strip it out of you. It's, because otherwise they'll leave me, right? That type of thing. But what a slippery slope that is for that person who always has to depend on, always has to work to make sure that keeping you in that headspace. Otherwise, boom, it's like you know, like you can find your way out of this. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe that just gives you a better look at them. You know what I mean? Like just the work that they have to put into it, and that's something they got to deal with. And I do feel like, you know, if it's talking about a person, I feel like they do have to pay their own karma. I do feel like it comes back to them. I do. But I feel like it doesn't even matter because I feel you, it's almost like you're in a different path at this point. You know, the sun is now out. You're in a different path. But, you know, if I wanted to hear, like, will karma affect that energy? The answer is yes. But don't let it affect you, right? Don't allow it to affect you because, you know, that will affect your creative house. And this is the time when I feel like more than ever, those creating business, whatever it is, whatever visions and ideas you're having and however you're using them, especially with the sun here, and this Knight of Swords coming in, it's almost like, you know, trust it and follow it. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. I think I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Um, Again, happy birthday to the celebrating in January. Um, you know, here we go. We're on a new year. I want to thank you for all those who are you know, who've continued with me, and all those who are new. You know, no way do I feel like our soul family is done growing. I feel like there's still many out there. Um, and I don't know. It's like I know you by name almost. Anyways, guys, I don't know why I'm talking. I love you guys. Have a beautiful January, and more than that, I feel like January is just the beginning of what can be. For some, what will be. If I can't see it, I'll feel it. All right. I love you guys. I will see you next time at my table. Bye bye.